I am here with my new friend Pam.
Hi.
She is the OG, the Housewives of Frederick County. So you started this really resource. When did it actually launch?
My sister and I have an identical twin sister, and we started it in 2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we can see her sister's house from here. They live next
right-
door to one another.
right
I love
over
it. I love it. And so you've had a pretty good run for this.
Yeah, 12 years.
Yeah.
We started not knowing what we were doing. We just wanted to do a project together and write about things in Frederick. And our first year, we won best blog in Frederick with Frederick Magazine, and it was motivating enough to keep going and just keep doing it.
Yeah. So it kind of, so your sister came to you and said, hey, we need a project together.
Yeah.
And was there any particular reason you focused on the kind of the things you do, or like, hey, what's the best place to go for a kid's birthday party, or best meals, or whatever?
It was pretty much what related to us at the time.
Yeah.
So it was like, we always had sister days where we felt like we were playing hooky from work and our kids, and we call it Pammy Terry days.
I love it.
So we would always do that, and so we thought, well, let's do it and document it. So we would go to Daub's Park and document it, or we would go to a new restaurant and talk about it, and just, stuff we would be doing anyway, but we would put it on the blog.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And so, because you started kind of before really social media was really big, and before certainly before like TikTok and even YouTube and all of that. So everything, it was a written blog.
Yes.
And it's interesting because when I owned my company, Tots to Tweens, there were a lot of bloggers really making huge strides in the influence. They were the influencers before the influencers.
Exactly.
And so you were riding that wave at the time.
Yeah, at the time, it was more journal type blogs that people were writing.
Yeah.
They were called weblogs, so they turned it into blogs. And so at first we were dabbling in writing journal type things, and just kind of finding our footing in what worked for us. And so we started a Facebook page at the same time, and we just got so much good feedback from our followers about the certain things that we were posting that we just wanted to do more and more and more. So it just got addictive. Like, it was just fun, rewarding. Yeah.
Well, that's the best thing, right? Because it doesn't feel like work, and you're having fun. You're with your sister, and you're actually showing people in Frederick that there's some cool stuff to do.
Oh my gosh. Frederick is so easy to talk about.
It is.
It's so amazing.
Yes,
so
it is. It is.
We got very lucky with that.
Yeah. So that leads up to kind of today, and your sister is focusing on her career.
Yes.
And you are the housewife of Frederick County now. And things are changing a little bit, right? You're noticing some changes in the market. So how has that affected you?
It was really hard at first. Google has totally changed their who they rank at the top of the page versus, getting down further. And so I relied a lot on ad revenue and just writing blog posts, and then working with businesses here and there.
Right.
So now I'm trying to pivot with that and do more, just talk about more like in-person events, collaborating with businesses, doing more reels, videos, and coming up with new ideas.
Yeah. Yeah, and it can be tough, right? When you've been doing it for as long as you have, and you've kind of been focused on this system to kind of change it. And for those people who don't know, if you're not in the tech world and care about, well, if anyone has a website, you're going to care about this, because really what happens is if Google makes one change that affects page ranking for organic listings, so if you go looking for something and they're forcibly putting other people at the top, we all know no one goes below the fold, which is below your computer line, to find stuff. They all stick at the top part of it.
Exactly.
So you either got your paid sponsors, and then the people they're forcing to the top, and then all of us little people are way below or on second pages or third pages. And it does affect you a lot, especially if you're counting on ad revenue. By keeping the blog free for users, you have to count on the ad revenue, and that's, and the advertisers are counting on it to get the traffic. So it's really, you're kind of responsible for that, and I totally get that. Same. So yeah, so I'm assuming that would then have been the biggest challenge that you faced recently.
Earlier this year. January is always a slow month anyway, but December was amazing. And then January hit, and it was like a brick wall.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm focusing more on Pinterest referrals and Facebook groups, like Everything Frederick.
Yeah.
Everything Frederick is great.
Yeah.
But not talking to people, but actually answering their questions.
Yeah,
is
engaging.
More effective.
I've noticed that you guys are very engaging, and you get a lot of responses, which is fantastic. And you know, I think that's part of it. That you're people.
Yes.
And you really do care about the responses that you're getting.
Totally.
So what do you think is the future for the Housewives of Frederick County?
Hopefully, just more of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
More in-person events. I want to start hosting some events. Terry and I are going to get together again and collaborate.
Nice.
My sister.
Yeah.
And just keep having fun.
Yeah.
Is what I want to do. Because
that's the key, right?
Yes,
because when it becomes work or hard, and not to say there aren't bad days or you're not like, oh gosh, I got to do this, but if you're really not having fun, it doesn't make it good for anyone.
No, it doesn't. And it's it trickles down to the people who are reading what you're putting out. So I want it to be fun. I want it to be exciting, fun, positive, a go-to resource.
Yeah.
So.
And look, I think, for everybody watching, this is why when we ask you to comment or share or like our stuff, it's a lot of times because you help lift everybody up with that, because Google does look at that and Facebook does look at that, and the more engagement that's created, the more times our posts are served and the more people that see it. So it does help. I know we all say that, and it only takes a second at a time, but really that engagement is so important. And of course, only engage with stuff you enjoy, because you're going to keep getting it. But this has been a journey. So you're getting to be an empty nester.
Yes.
Do you think that the content is going to shift with your life?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. I started out as a mom of a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
And so I talked about playgrounds and parks and that kind of thing. And I still like those.
Yeah.
But now that he's getting ready to go to college, it's going to be more midlife, themed things, and things that women can do, happy hours, getting out, networking, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, that does happen. It happens to all of us, because especially when something you put out is so personal.
Yes.
It's obviously going to reflect where you are in your life, which is really fun.
Yeah, definitely.
If there was one thing you'd want people to know about the Housewives of Frederick County, what would it be?
I think that we're just an authentic, word of mouth type of unique perspective platform that offers go-to resources for, with a first-hand experience versus, someone who's being paid to promote a small business. I actually will go and try it myself and do a reel and just authentic. I just feel, like I'm an everyday woman just like everybody else.
Yeah.
So
I think that pretty much wraps it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. All right, we want to thank Pam, Housewives of Frederick County. Find them, support them, because they do like we do, supporting local business, supporting Frederick, and showing what makes Frederick County so amazing. I want to thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.